Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? Episode 160. What a hefty, thick number. I love it.
Ew.
She's a big girl. I like
She is a big girl. I don't know if she's actually going to be a big girl, though. We might kind of breeze through this one because I already talked about it last episode. My Missy Elliott concert is today. I'm very excited.
And in true Lily fashion, she didn't really sleep. And, you know, you will survive. I know you will. But it's going to be a tough day.
It's going to need to be adrenaline fueled. But anyway.
Also. Oh, I thought you were going to bitch about your Poshmark thing.
I wasn't going to, but I'm happy to. I'll complain to anyone that'll listen.
We doxed the seller.
Literally. So I think I mentioned the tracksuits last episode, right? Oh, yeah, because my friend's fan wearing the trash bag. Yeah. Okay. So going to the Missy Elliott concert, was going to get my track. I mean, I did order my tracksuit. I didn't go too ahead of time. I was a little last minute, but I had plenty of time for it to get here. And the one I wanted was the Ivy Park Adidas collab. And a bunch of people sell it on Poshmark and eBay. It hasn't been like in stores for a couple years.
Girl, I was looking that up to put the assets. $200. Are you joking?
I mean, I didn't spend $200. Originally, they're only $50 each now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Someone was selling the full set for $200.
Oh, fuck that. No, I was only paying $50 each. And that's like cheaper than actual tracksuits in the store right now. So, which I'm aware of because I had to go buy them in the store as backup options. And then when I get home after buying them, which like I wasn't thrilled, I got a pink one and a red one. The red one I got is actually children's sizes because they don't.
Can't relate.
I was like, wonder if this will work. And I looked at the extra large. I'm like, I can make that work. It's a little, like, the pants fit a little awkwardly. The jacket's great. But I still haven't decided, red or pink. I'm going to send you pictures and make you help me choose in a minute. Not in a minute.
Period.
In a bit.
Okay.
So I get home and I bought them as just a insurance policy in case the other one didn't come. But I was sure it probably would until I checked my email. And I have an email from Poshmark telling me, oh, we haven't heard from the seller. It's been over 7 days since you ordered it. We haven't heard from them. You now have the chance to refund and cancel your order. And I'm like, I don't want to refund and cancel my order. I want the fucking pants because I already got the jacket. And I'm not going to wear the jacket without the pants. And it's burgundy. So I can't get another, nothing's going to match it. That's another.
Yeah. It's a hard life.
I know. I know it's so stupid. But I was so disappointed because the effort I went to find it, to order it. I was so excited. And then it's sorry, the person just didn't send it. If you're watching Poshmark,
when you told me last episode that Poshmark was reliable, I was like, no, it's not.
Well, I
don't feel like they're particularly on time.
On reviews. And it said that, I mean, I have to double check this person, but it usually says this seller usually ships it within 1 to 3 days. Right. And I bought it over a week ago. So
you can message her.
Well, it's too late now.
No, I know, but just let her know. Be like, just hope you know you ruined my Missy Elliott concert.
My mom kept going, Lily, it's not about the outfit. It's about the fun. I'm like, I know. I'm just annoyed.
Wrong.
Anyway, shall we begin?
Oh, yes, we shall. Since we're talking about Tana Mongeau, Brooke Schofield, I have to bring up Clinton Kane at some point because Brooke Schofield recently just went off on him, but I will not lie. I cannot dedicate another episode to that man, not even as its own dedicated topic. I can do it in passing, but I don't want to see his face for a while.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Hey girlies, me again. The misinformation police. We all know Jessie is a repeat offender, but in her defense, I'm not sure if anyone could have predicted that Clinton Kane would have chosen to respond by putting out a diabolical 30-part series that makes him look even worse than before. Which, pretty hard to do considering this is the guy who repeatedly lied about his family dying. Oh, by the way, this is actually just Lily. She's just far too lazy to record a voiceover at the moment. Anyway. This was filmed before Clinton's dumpster fire that he's decided to relight with gasoline, so none of that will be discussed in this episode. But, despite Jessie's claim that there would be no more episode topics dedicated to that man, I think we can all agree it would be a disservice not to. So stay tuned and prepare yourselves for a full breakdown on Friday. Anyway, that's all for now. Hope this voice didn't creep you out too much. Bye.
Anyway, shall we begin with Tana?
Yes, we shall.
Or I guess more specifically, Alyssa Violet.
Dude, okay, Alyssa Violet, if you don't know who that is, understandable. No, so she, no, I'm kidding. She is the ex of Jake Paul. That is the main thing I know her for. Then she had this big falling out when he kicked her out of the Team 10 house. Do you remember all of that?
Yeah. Didn't he literally put all of her stuff out
in trash bags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake's kicking me out. He didn't want to wait for me to get my apartment, which I'm getting in a couple days, so he threw all my stuff downstairs and put a lock on the door. You know, I want you guys there with me through life, and I'm not going to be making videos with Jake anymore, so I want to explain why. Now it's created an entire inconvenience for me because now I have to just hire a moving company and put all my stuff in storage, and like, it's just insane. I mean, personally, I thought Team 10 was supposed to be a team, you know, but clearly it's not a team anymore. That's not how you treat your family.
And it was like this whole thing, which obviously Jake Paul, major dick, not a friend of the show. No. But she retaliated by being a part of Logan Paul's diss track against his own brother, which was like foul. Like, they don't love each other, I'm convinced. I don't know. It was just like all very dramatic and weird and sensational. That's literally what I know her for. Like being a part of the Paul drama.
Yeah. And then after that, not to try and, I don't like to define girls by just like who they date, but I just know that she went from that then into the FaZe clan.
FaZe Banks.
Because she was dating FaZe Banks for a while.
Now I'm like remembering little bits and pieces. Didn't she get like punched or like assaulted or something? And then it was this big thing where FaZe and her were doing this like tell-all, and then the other person was like, no, that didn't happen. It was like a huge drama.
Punched by who?
I don't know. Somebody tried to fight her when they were out.
I know supposedly, allegedly, this is just from what I've heard, that I don't think they had the best relationship, and like he cheated on her, and then also Jake cheated on her like openly. Like he would have like girls come to the house, and then like
absolute audacity.
And also she wasn't allowed to have guys at the house or any, like, just absolute ridiculous situations on
She
both
definitely
them.
got involved in the wrong crowd, we'll say, because those men very much kind of fit the same category.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But curiously, I think the reason those are relevant are because Tana then famously went on to quote unquote marry Jake Paul a few years later.
I like to forget that happened. But
I kind of did forget until this. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess there.
She has lived many lives.
Literally. I don't know if that maybe created some lingering animosity of any kind between them. I don't know. I don't think Alyssa and Tana were ever friends. P.S. Do we know them? No, I've never met Alyssa. No. Don't run in the same circles.
I unfortunately, do we know them? I do know Jake Paul from the Vine days, but all I know is...
Oh God, he was even more obnoxious then.
I know I definitely met him once. I may have met him twice. And Logan Paul, do we know them also? Yeah, unfortunately. He hates my ass and I hate him back. So that's my history with them. We always forget to say, do we know them? That's the whole point of the show. But yeah, sometimes we do.
Also, I want to clarify, it is, but then also it's like...
The play on words.
Yeah, it's like if your friend was talking about someone and we're like, do we know them? Like, not actually do we know them, but like, do we know who they are kind of situation, I feel like also.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to encompass everything. Someone commented the last episode and they were like, yeah, do we know them? No, I don't think you guys know a stingray. And I'm like, okay, that was a good topic, so fuck off.
Good point. This show has evolved, okay, since we came up with the name. And
drama.
Now it's just like, yeah, it's just a thing, okay? And if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. That's it.
The girlies that get it, get it. The girlies that don't.
Exactly.
So anyway, moving on. I have heard, I don't know if this is true, don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure Tana also hooked up with FaZe Banks at one point. I don't think there was like a cheating situation with Alyssa, but I just think, so that's two people that they have some overlap with. I have no idea if that plays into why what we're about to talk about happened, but there actually is one more tie-in that we'll get to in a little bit. But otherwise, this was like the most random situation, and I'm still like, what? Like, it's just so weird. And then like names just kept getting thrown in and it got messier and messier. So it starts when this girl, Sierra Brave, who, I don't know if she goes by CC, but her like TikTok name, not her handle, but her name on there is CC. So I don't know, 330,000 followers. So she's like decent sized influencer. Do we know them? No, never heard of her in my life before this. And the only reason we did is because she posted this video on 6/25, so like 2 weeks ago. Ish. We have to mute because of copyright, but it's her sitting in a tree and there's a caption on screen that says, oh my God, did you hear the drama about ... And then it's like just a view of like from the tree into the sky and it says, no, with a heart, where it's like NOD drama kind of situation.
Nothing irks me more. I know that I'm a gossiping ass whore bag, but I hate that. I hate the whole thing. I'm like, oh, really? So if I got the hot tea and I'm around you and I'm whispering it, you're not gonna be like, what are you guys talking about? You're just gonna literally mind your own business. Bullshit. You're not better than us, okay? You want to know just as much as we do.
I'm dying because that's quite literally the reaction that Tana had.
Because it's like, everybody is curious. I feel like curiosity is a part of the human experience. So like, what do you mean?
Gossip
it's not
brings
even
us
necessarily
together.
in a malicious way when you're curious. It's just like, hey, what are you guys talking about? Like, it's not like you want someone to have a downfall or something. You just want to know the tea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's all bullshit. Like, have fun in your tree, girl. We'll just be here kikiing. Like, I can't.
I guess that video was up for like 5 days, and then Tana saw it and had the same visceral reaction that you just did.
Oh my God.
And while I do have to say, kind of a random choice to stitch it, but she did,
for sure.
because it's Tana. Whatever. So this is what Tana stitches in response.
These TikToks kill me. Like, first of all, congratulations, Diva, you've been picked. Second of all, it's like, put me in that forest with no phone, and I promise you, I will find out what the fuck is going on back in the real world with smoke signals, bitch, with a carrier pigeon, bitch. Like, I'm just too nosy. I have to know. No, I'm with the trees.
No, yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say, kind of a random response to, because I don't know if they know each other. I think she was just like scrolling and saw it.
Like, it's fine if someone's not into drama or like not into gossiping. That's not even the issue. I think the issue is like the subtle little, like, I'm just better than you guys.
That's the thing.
I'm reading
That's
in
the
between
thing.
the lines, obviously. It's just the energy that those vibes give. It's like, okay.
And
good you.
for
I don't know.
anyone that is like an influencer, it's like, well,
Right,
you
you're
need
right.
other people to care. So, like,
Dude, I mean, I've literally met hundreds, if not thousands of influencers over the years. And there's no room you're going to walk in with one or more influencers in it that people aren't just talking about everything happening around them. Like, that is the world. So like, if you are involved in it and you have friends in the space, which I don't know if she does or not, you are talking about shit. Like, you are learning about what's going on. Oh my God, they did what? They did who? That's the whole thing.
that's the thing. I think when people say stuff like that, more often than not, they're not being genuine.
No, I don't think so. Maybe they are, and maybe we are mentally ill. I mean, we are, but I just
it's
feel like
maybe both could be true. Also, yeah, Tana was like being a little like, she essentially calls her a pick me. It's like, congratulations, Diva,
Yeah.
you've been picked. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
Of all of the things Tana's done, to like have this be like, how dare you? It seems like a little weird, you know?
oh, was that? This was the whole thing that caused it?
That was the catalyst for what got Alyssa Violet to, like, people have said, like, to come out of hiding. I don't think she's been in hiding per se, but she's just like not really been very in the public eye.
That's crazy because I thought what caused Alyssa Violet to come onto the scene was the whole Jason Nash TikTok that
Comes
Tana
next.
made.
That comes next.
Oh my God. Okay, I did not know the order of this at all.
This is the beginning of like what seems to be a very like one-sided beef between Alyssa Violet and Tana.
She was like a sleeper cell spy. She was waiting for her moment.
It feels so weird. It's like, this is what you're gonna freak out about? Like, she wasn't like, a lot of people, including us, apparently would agree. So it's like,
Yeah. It's not like a particularly super harmful opinion.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
feel. And if anything, she's being silly about it. She's not being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're not, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't
Exactly.
being malicious.
Yeah. And I think it's funny that a lot of people have gotten involved now. But Sierra, I will say, hasn't said anything, which is...
She doesn't like the drama?
I was going to say, which is on brand. So maybe she actually was being genuine.
Maybe she doesn't have service in the forest.
She just doesn't know any of this is happening. But also, to point out, she's not involved anymore. Like, after that first video, it is not about her anymore. Now it's about some weird, deep-seated, like, anger,
Hatred.
that Alyssa Violet apparently seems to have towards Tana. Because... she has deleted these now for the I think they're all deleted or they're on Snapchat, which, like, I don't go on Snapchat, so we're watching re-uploads.
I thought, is Snapchat not a 24-hour thing anymore? How does that
I think
work?
some of them you can keep up longer. I'm not sure.
Weird.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
Definitely evolved.
she also notably, I'll say this first because it's a caption on screen. It's like she says that she tried to upload this video to TikTok like 4 or 5 times, but it wouldn't let her. That's like, Okay, weird. So the Snapchat was her second option. It was her last resort, apparently.
Okay.
But she, out of nowhere, posts this. We don't know exactly the day because it's deleted. I doubt it was the 4th of July. So I think it was like on 7/5, which is important because I'll go through the dates after. But this all happened very quickly.
These TikToks kill me. Like, first of all, congratulations, Diva, you've been picked. Second of all, it's like, put me in that forest with...
Tana, why are we?
Actually, sorry, I will read the rest of the caption because it says, TikTok wouldn't let me post this for some reason. I tried like 5 times. Also, I probably effed myself because she's probably going to do a 10-part series on this now, LMAO. Referring to Tana.
That's a Brooke reference too, though, right?
I don't know, but I'm like, because Tana doesn't really do, like, Tana hasn't actually even officially responded to this, which I think is hilarious. They did record a canceled podcast that is, I guess, going up next week.
They'll probably mention all of this on.
They for sure are. She already has said in comments. She's like, we filmed the other day. But other than that, she hasn't, like, posted, like, direct responses. There's some shady ones we'll get to, but so... Already kind of weird that Alyssa is going into this like as if this is going to be a huge thing between her and Tana now.
Are we shaming people for like actively not wanting to be a part of drama or know about drama and like choose to remove themselves from negativity in the world? Like, if this girl doesn't want to be a part of drama, no matter what kind of drama it is, why are we like, this girl's a pick-me, oh my god, fuck this girl. This girl's just in a forest, like, simply living her life, looking at the trees, and you're like, dude, fuck this girl. It's like, why?
Whoa, wait. Pause it a second.
Yep.
She is not simply in a forest minding her own business. She's simply in a forest making a TikTok about not liking drama.
Yeah, but
like,
that's why she's
difference.
a pick-me. If she just really didn't like drama, why are you telling everyone about it?
Yeah, I guarantee if she was actually just in a forest, chilling, minding her own business, nobody would have even known, and she would have had a splendid day, and nobody would have had anything to say about it.
Precisely.
Like, nobody's going up to people who are not gossiping and being like, why the fuck aren't you gossiping right now? Like, that's not the vibe. Exactly. The vibe is you don't need to announce it. It's like when anybody does anything good, you don't have to announce that because there's a certain energy around that that's like, notice and tell me I did good. Like, and it just is kind of a little off-putting. That's really all it is.
I see all the time on Instagram is girls that will be like, still trying to understand why like grown women listen to Taylor Swift. And it's like, what?
Like, why do you spend your time trying to understand that?
Exactly. It's like, cool, if you don't like her, don't listen to her. Why do you have to shame everyone else for doing it? But it's like, that's the ironic part because that girl is shaming people for wanting to know about drama.
Yes.
And yet Alyssa Violet's like, no shaming here.
Yeah, it also just feels like you are spending energy. You are also trying to say you don't spend on things that don't matter.
Precisely.
Like, you don't give it any attention if it really doesn't matter. I don't know. Just saying. Anyway, continue.
Why are we shaming? If you want to be in the world of drama and like all of that shit, that's fine.
Period.
Like, fuck yeah, all power to you.
Thanks.
But like some people don't, and they want to like be fairies in the woods.
Okay. Weird context to add. I don't think the girl said anything about being a fairy. That's kind of strange. But also, again, like the point of her TikTok was to be like, oh, I'm better than that.
I'm
I
not
don't
like
need
you
to.
guys. Yeah.
Pick me.
She's not prancing around the woods just having a splendid time. Like,
And she's certainly not LARPing as a fairy, so I don't know where that came from.
And also, Alyssa is so passive aggressive here. Like, he's like, power to you with your drama and your shit. And I know she continues to have that
I was
energy.
going to say, that's a recurring theme here.
But it's literally just unbearable. Like, it is seeping through her pores. Like, the passive aggressiveness is out of control.
Whatever the fuck they want to do. Who cares? What's not cool is shaming because they don't want a part of what you're into or they have their own opinions or whatever. Shaming's not cool, no matter what it is. By the way, this is so funny and contradicting because my plaque that I got from milking drama is above me and I just chose to sit in this corner of my house and it happens to be in the background. That wasn't like intentional.
We love a self-aware queen, at least, I think. I don't know. I think the issue with Alyssa is that she can't understand, like she's not reading in between the lines. It's not that the girl is outright being like, if you like drama, you're a stupid idiot and I'm better than you. But it just was the energy surrounding the TikTok itself. Like, yes, I get it. You don't like it. Do you want a trophy, a cookie perhaps? And also simultaneously, she's like, we don't shame. It's like, well, you kind of seem like you're shaming like, oh, you like the drama. Like you like that. And that's
Which is
fine.
exactly
Like,
what the
great for
underlying
you.
message message of the girl's TikTok was, and that's why Tana said something. So it's like, she just seems to be missing a lot.
I think this girl just made like a cute little TikTok in the woods being like, oh, I'm like happy and there's no drama in my life and I'm just...
You know what would have actually been a TikTok of her not liking drama and enjoying her life? Her just walking in the woods, showing the scenery, being like, look at this, I climbed this tree. How amazing is that?
Literally.
Like living what she's talking about, not having to say it out loud to gain praise or to make other people feel less than for it. Like maybe that wasn't her intention. We'll say maybe it wasn't, but that's very much what it accomplished. Like I feel like she could have just frolicked through the woods and nobody would have said shit. And Alyssa is like making up that she's a fairy, and I don't know why she's doing
Literally, I was like,
it.
okay, why are we saying she's LARPing as a fairy at this point? Like, this is weird. She just seems to really be like creating this situation that it's like, where did you get what? Did we watch this?
And why are you talking about this? Like, it's all even weirder because why are you here? What are we doing?
It's just such a random thing to be like, I'm going to be a martyr that stands up for what's right. And then it's like, well, do you even know what you're...
Yeah, and some could say it's inserting herself in drama. You know?
Exactly. Because that is the thing. It's like, she's the one stirring up all of this. Like, it would have ended with Tana's stitch. I don't think Sierra ever would have responded.
Right.
No, I mean, because she still hasn't. But, oh my God.
I'm just happy and cute in a tree. And then you're like, fuck her. She's picking me. It's like, when can we win? When the fuck can women
Who's
win?
we?
I'm losing my mind.
Now it's about women? Like, what are you projecting? Like, that's what I'm saying. This seems to be like a weird, like, deep-seated resentment that she's been harboring towards Tana.
Yeah.
And this is just like, where she was like, this is my end to let it all out.
For sure. That's absolutely what it seems like.
Tana does not respond. And all she does is post. And this is not the first she's posted. I'm sure if you follow Tana, or even if you don't, you've seen her make
Jason Nash slander.
Yeah, it was like various TikToks where she's making fun of Jason Nash. And that same day, which maybe this was kind of like directed
A response
towards
to
her,
Alyssa.
but also I think it could have just been Tana being Tana.
At least I'm not Jason Nash. Like, at least I'm just not Jason Nash.
Is she
That's
okay?
No, it seems like she's really going through it there.
Whatever you need to say to like make yourself feel better, girl. I get it. Also, I had seen multiple Jason Nash TikToks on my For You page, like of her talking about Jason Nash.
Listen to me, wherever you are right now, whatever is changing in your life, sometimes I feel like in the world it feels like things aren't always present, you know, like things are always changing. But just know, this will help you sleep at night. That wherever you are and whatever's changing, Jason Nash is somewhere on live panhandling for money, okay? Can someone make Jason Nash a fucking DoorDash account? If I open my TikTok one more time to seeing him begging for roses on my live For You page, I'm calling CPS. Have you seen your kids? Have you seen them? And also when they go to school, are their friends like, hey, I saw your dad like begging for a galaxy? Like, and I know I'm a sellout, okay? I'm not against people doing things for money, but at this point it's like, I would rather see him behind a paywall cheeked up. Like, I just don't get, every single time I've opened my phone, Jason Nash is on live begging for money. And I want answers. Have you seen your kids this month?
I think it's a running theme. I know that there's history there, I would say. And she's also really close with Trisha. So she probably knows the behind the scenes even more than we do.
Even the history aside, the like reason she's saying, at least I'm not Jason Nash, is very much directly linked to the fact that he is panhandling on TikTok Live every day, begging children basically for money to support his family.
I know that it's like a running theme to make fun of him being on live. And honestly, sometimes I go back and forth between like, oh my God, that's like pathetic. These kids are probably like stealing their parents' credit cards to give Jason Nash money to pay his rent. But also, simultaneously, when I stumble upon them and I watch them, they are foul. Like, those lives are something else. His energy is that of someone who is extremely defeated. He's not having a good time. It's obvious. And he's just like angrily basically asking for money while like trying to pretend he's being funny about it. I don't know. It's
That's
a lot.
the thing. So we've expressed my issue with the TikTok lives and like fucking Adrielle Siegler as well.
Okay,
Like,
well, she's
does all
a
the time.
different category of her own.
But in general, TikTok lives and the battles and stuff, I I can't wrap my mind around it because I think it's so stupid. Because if you were doing something on the live, like singing or
dancing,
like he's a comedian, doing anything where you are like giving some kind of
valuable,
you're presenting
exchange,
like some kind of valuable content, you are showing a skill, you're doing anything where it's like it might warrant people paying you for entertaining them. The extent of the Jason Nash TikTok lives are them just repeating names of people or just like yelling at people that like they need to donate more. Like it is the weirdest situation, and I don't understand how he's able to do it even like remotely consistently, because like how many people are donating? Is it the same ones donating? Like what are you doing?
You know that kid that's a marketing major and he does like deep dives on everybody? Yeah. I think it's called like Be Better or something. He did one on Jason Nash, and I think he like generously calculated when he was like watching and the gifts and all that stuff. He said he could possibly make like up to $400 in one live.
Which, how long is one live?
I don't know. He do be on there all day.
That's the thing. It's like he treats it like it's a 9-to-5 job. Like he's on there all day.
Thank you, Dream Dog. $30 shared the live. Thank you. Chris followed the live creator. Tap. Everybody tap. Not a fan page. 4 roses. Jason, it's Antonio. Antonio followed the live creator. Let's go. Opdirt, say my name. Opdirt always wants me to say her name. So there we are, Opdirt. Erica's cat. Not a fan page with 11 roses. Erica with 2. Tap, 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 tap. Everybody tap my face. Here we go. 445. 11,000 likes already. How's it been? We've been going 6 hours every day for the last 10 days. And we've improved so much. We're in ranks every day now. And we are putting in the time here. I'll be here till 6 o'clock, Fifth. So come in and out. And we'll try to get there again today.
Yes, Brian. Yes, Brian, I don't want to get kicked out of here. This shit is fucking too live, my dude. It's too live. It's fucking too live. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ah! Oh! Yes! David Sanchez! Holy shit! Oh my God! Hack attack! Says gang gang! 3 seconds left! That's a win for Nash Nation!
Which is why everyone's kind of like, why don't you just get a 9-to-5 job? Because it's clear that you don't like this and it's embarrassing and you're a grown man begging what, again, are very likely majority, if not all, children that are the ones giving you money.
Yeah, because I feel like anybody older than that is in on the joke that like Jason Nash is begging for money on live again. But also,
even his friends make fun of him.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the TikTok live stuff, Jason. Because that's what we're all curious about here. When does the despair kick in?
The despair never kicks in.
No, I'm not talking about despair.
The despair's always there.
At 4 hours is great because you're like punchy. So the real you is there.
Does any of the negativity affect you around it?
No, it really doesn't. At first, when I would see the comments, it did affect me. I was like, oh man, this is bad. And then now I've seen every comment. It's actually made me stronger. The other day, Scott was complaining about a mean comment that he got. Your music's so sad. Why don't you try to do something more uplifting? And I was just like, bro, you gotta come on TikTok Live. You gotta see the real And it does. It just makes you stronger. Now, look, would I be on TikTok Live if I wasn't in like a financial hole? I don't know. Probably not. But also, like, YouTube wasn't really working and I needed to find something. I can't do fans. And TikTok came to me. They're like, we'll help you. And I was like, okay, it is what it is.
You have children. I think a lot of people don't realize that. It's like, you have kids. You need to support your children somehow.
100%. I literally would do to support my kids. I'm on there 8 hours a day, entertaining people. People want to come in.
I mean, this is your job. This is what you do.
Yeah,
yeah. You've been doing.
That's how I see it. And that's it. And if anybody doesn't like it, it's like,
Yeah, I know. And I do know Jason from the Vine days, and I have hung out with him a lot. And I do know that despite everything everyone says, he is a really talented like script writer, like a comedy writer. He can absolutely get a job writing for something somewhere. Like it's
we
just
talk about all the time. Like if we didn't do the podcast and like had no, like if we weren't making content for ourselves anymore, we would find jobs doing something in the content world. Yeah. And like he has experience doing that even before he got big with David. He's been in like traditional media. So like he could get a job. He doesn't have to, and not that there's any, I mean, I don't expect him because it's Jason Nash. I don't picture him doing this, like getting a job somewhere like a Target. Like I don't see him doing that, But I don't think he has to. Because he does have a career that he can be like, look at all this stuff that I've done. Even if he's never had some like big pop off on like have a hit movie or something.
But he has. His movie that he wrote did pretty well. And I went to the premiere of it and it had, what's her name? She's famous. Bird something. I'll put her on the screen. I don't know her name. But the movie was good. It got really good reception. It premiered at iPic Theaters, you know, my favorite place I used to take you on dates all the time to.
Yeah.
And he, from that alone, I was like, okay, there's a couple people in this movie that I recognize. People helped to make that movie. Like just from that one venture alone, which he's had a billion others, he could absolutely knock on those doors and explore those options. And I cannot understand why he has chosen not to.
Well, do you remember he did his podcast for a while and he actually had like some decent guests where it was like mainstream celebrity, like not like super famous people, but like I forget what her name is, like the mom from Modern Family, I know, went on. Like it seemed like they're like neighbors or something and they were friends and like stuff like that. So no, I don't think he can necessarily like just call someone up and like have this huge successful job again. But like he has enough like connections that he can get his foot in the door somewhere, at least try to build something new. What irks me is the way he talks about the TikTok live stuff. He literally will be like, I think it's really cool. We're like building this community.
I don't expect any
community of people that you literally just beg for money for saying their names. How could you possibly try and frame that as something other than you're begging people for money? Like you're not building a community. That's bullshit.
Well, he doesn't do anything but battle all day. Like even if you're a streamer and you're just playing a video game all day, which some could see as like, well, that's not really doing anything crazy. But at least
some people that's valuable.
Absolutely. I mean, I watch streamers and I've become a part of their like quote unquote communities. Like I'll go in and say hi and I recognize names and stuff. Like it's different, but just sitting on there and battling different people, which by the way, battles are the most awkward shit I've ever seen in my life. It's just like sometimes the other person will like mute themselves and they're like literally not even existing in the same realm. They're just like sitting next to each other wanting to get gifts. It's so weird.
I'm also like so interested in the psychology of the people that donate to them because I'm like, what are you getting out of this?
They have to be. But anyway, we have a lot of opinions on TikTok live. Sorry, but that's why Tana's saying that she is at least not Jason Nash, in case you were wondering why she was saying that, but I'm pretty sure you already knew.
And also last thing I'll say about that, I brought up his podcast also because I think because that didn't do well after the whole David thing, so he kind of just like, it was his fall from grace. Then he was like, this podcast is going to be my next big thing. And then just like never really took off. I think that was like super defeating. And then
that's only one thing. Like try something
I know,
else.
but like some people don't take rejection well. So I think because that didn't do well, he just like felt really defeated. And then he like happened upon this and somehow turned this into what his career is, which is interesting.
And it is an ongoing joke on the internet. What Tana said is not like a super original thought. Like people make fun of Jason Nash's lives.
His friends
all the time.
do.
Exactly.
Have you ever donated to get them to say it?
I've done like spicy chili. I've never.
How much is that? You gave somebody a spicy chili?
I did it for Jason.
Wait,
you
what?
did it for Jason? Yeah, I gave him a fucking Galaxy. Oh, you should have seen his reaction. He was flipping. He was doing backflips when I said that Galaxy.
What's a Galaxy equivalent to?
It's
like
like
$20. Yeah.
But dude, kids are gonna run their parents' accounts dry because of this. Kids are gonna bankrupt mom and dad by sending Galaxy.
I'll tell you right now, if I found out my kid was sneaking using my credit card to pay for fucking Galaxy Yum hot sauce, I would be livid.
So the fact that Alyssa Violet took this opportunity to be like, actually, Tana, and then come back into the chat after Tana did not reply to that first one is, that's interesting.
There's so many weird aspects of this because I'm like, the first one, really random. Why are you here? Then the fact that a day later, like literally a day later, she is like coming back for round two because like what? This
insane.
Really? Both of the things she's defending, it's like, okay, you don't have anything to do, I guess.
But before we continue, we really quickly want to thank today's sponsor, and that's Factor.
If you're unfamiliar, Factor are fresh, never frozen meals that are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, or if you're like me and don't know how to cook and don't like to cook, these are perfect.
And they have everything from breakfast to dessert with things in between, such as like wellness shots, snacks, and it's super handy, especially when you want to keep the kitchen time to a minimum. You don't want to have a bunch of dishes to clean. This is the perfect solution.
And their menu has a variety of options. You can pick from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Vegan and Veggie, Keto. There's lots of options for everyone.
And you have more than 35 different meals to choose from every time you're picking, which is amazing. I know that I always say my veggie tamal is my favorite, and it still is, but I've been really liking the chorizo chili too. I've been getting that one every single time, and it's amazing.
So if you want to try out Factor Meals and make your life easier, go to factormeals.com/DWKT50 and use the code DWKT50 and you'll get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next one.
Again, that's code DWKT50 at factormeals.com/DWKT50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. And yeah, thank you so much to Factor for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
But she posts the day after that Jason Nash video at like around noon. She posts this.
At least I'm not Jason Nash. Like.
Okay, I've had enough. I was gonna say something a couple of times ago when Tana started stuff.
Couple of times ago.
Tessa, and then she always talks about Jason Nash, and then she talked about this other girl, and I posted on my Snapchat about it because TikTok wouldn't let me post a video for some reason. But regardless, Tana, I know your job, and I know that like you're supposed to be like talking about drama all the time, and that's literally your job on your podcast. But for coming to come for somebody that's literally just trying to make a simple living on like
a simple living is crazy.
I mean, he is trying to make a living. I guess factually that is a statement. Is it simple? You know, up to
literally
interpretation.
We'll keep watching because I have so many comments.
I know.
Going live on TikTok trying to make ends meet. Like, he's a middle-aged man, like he has kids, he has to make money for his kids' school, like all this stuff. Not everybody can post a butthole picture on OnlyFans. Like, and make $1 million, okay? That's like unheard of, and that's great that you do that. That's awesome. Cool. Like, I'm not shaming you for that. That's great. It's just not everyone can do that. So what we're not gonna do, what's not cool in 2024, is shaming people for.
Ma'am?
I disagree. I always think it's cool to shame people.
Yes, I feel like we're advocates of, in certain situations, bring back shame.
Depends on the person.
Also,
there's a lot to unpack there.
Shaming people like you just did for having an OnlyFans, which we'll watch her next TikTok afterwards where she tries to backtrack and say she wasn't. But literally, not everyone can post their butthole picture on OnlyFans.
First of all, are you subscribed? Because I don't know what's on Tana's OF. Like, does she post her butthole?
I was thinking that too. It was like, I mean, obviously, I'm not subscribed, so I'm not familiar with the content. And I know like Trisha used to do like very graphic content on her stuff. I'm not positive Tana even posts like nudes. Like, I think it's more just
I think that's why she got a lot of shit when she first launched her OF. I remember people being upset because they were like, you literally post this on Instagram. So like, what even is
it's
this?
just like kind of revealing photos, but it's not.
I could be wrong. Maybe there's a butthole on there, which it's just.
I didn't care to research.
This is the thing that annoys me about Alyssa is like, if she goes on to say like, I wasn't shaming her. Like, do you understand that we're capable of hearing tones and implications that are not outright said, hey, I am shaming Tana Mongeau? Like, we can understand the nuance here. And she wants to make everyone feel stupid, but like, bitch, you are shaming Tana. You're slut shaming her, which is extra egregious. And in the name of defending Jason Nash being on a live stream screaming at his child fans that they need to send him more fucking swans or whatever.
And to present it as he's just trying to make a simple living and support his family.
The thing that's crazy too is that what he's doing, what you are describing as a simple living, is actually him putting himself out on the internet. That is part of his job. And I am sure that if you spoke to him, he would know that a lot of people have things to say about it because he's on the internet putting himself out there every single day to make that quote unquote simple living. So it's like, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. I've said this a million times, but like, he could go out there and get a different job. He's choosing to be on the internet. She's acting like Tana's showing up to his like blue collar job and being like, what the fuck are you doing? This is so embarrassing. Like, that's
I've heard
not what's
people
happening.
literally say she's talking about it like he works at Target, and then she like told everyone where he works and is like going and laughing at him
or
while
like
he's doing
secretly
it.
filming him while he's working or something like that. No, that's not what's happening.
Like, the reason people criticize him is because she even said he's a middle-aged man on TikTok begging for money because he doesn't want to get a real job because this is just like easier. And then he just puts up with the bullshit that people give him because he doesn't want to find a real job because he's depressed that his David situation came to an end.
Going live for making a couple of extra dollars to provide.
A couple of extra dollars? I thought it was his simple living that he was using to support his family. This isn't like a side hobby. He literally is on live for like 8 hours a day yelling at people to, I can't.
I'm pretty sure he would be live right now if I checked.
To provide for their kids, okay? And I know you're BFFs with Trisha and you're on that side, but it's like, what's not cool is to shame, okay?
So that is a very interesting aspect of this, because not only is she bringing up Trisha, who obviously had a relationship with Jason and
very,
was
very
treated
toxic.
very badly. Yeah. And then also Tana had stuff with Jason where he was super creepy to her, constantly trying to get like David would try and get them to film like a threesome and stuff when she was like 19. And he even tried to kiss her one time in a dressing room. She was 18.
Dude, I forgot about that. You're so fucking right. Like, obviously, she's gonna have her own shit. Yeah. Oh my god.
Then it's ironic that also, given that she's also like slut shaming Tana, it's like, well, Jason was happy to exploit her sexually for his own gain earlier. So maybe we should shame him for doing that. But I guess you don't like shaming people, so.
Let's grow up. You have a big girl podcast. Let's wear some big girl pants. You have some people looking up to you, so you have to be a good example.
Is Jason Nash a good example? Because I'm failing to see that.
Are you a good example? Like, you first.
Just everything she says, it's like, girl, do you understand? Okay.
It's like, when did shaming become okay? Like,
what are you doing right now?
Like, oh my god, at least my life's not Jason Nash, like, going live every day. Like, he's trying to make money.
Oh, we know.
So you have your job, you have your podcast, right? And you have OnlyFans and you post naked pictures to make money, correct? Yes. So then he goes on live to also make money.
By begging people for doing, like, he doesn't do anything. Why are you acting like he's going in like hard work all day?
You can say whatever you want about Tana, but Tana is someone who is an interesting character who's always in her entire career provided content that many, many people want to consume because she is interesting.
She just had a sold out tour.
Yeah, literally.
I just saw one of them, I don't know if it was her or Brooke, post recently that their podcast was ranked overall in all podcasts, either above or right below the New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Like, which obviously is huge right now because Swifties tune in to every episode.
And that's not because they talk about drama. Like, anybody can talk about drama. People want to consume personalities. They don't want to just consume information. They want it to be delivered to them in a very consumable way, which is a talent to do. I'm not saying us, fuck us.
Well, that's the funny part though, is they also don't even necessarily talk about other people's drama that much. They usually focus on their own.
Yeah, they have interesting lives, unlike us. we had
to make a pivot.
Yeah, it just seems like she doesn't understand the difference there. It's not two people getting on the internet and making money. There's differences there, and there is work and, I don't know, personality and effort that goes into making money on the internet. Live streaming, when you do it the way that Jason Nash does it, doesn't take a whole lot of anything. And I actually feel like he is doing himself a disservice because he can be funny and he can do a lot better than this. And I don't know. I think she's just missing a big thing here. She's just like glazing over the fact that they're very different things.
I think that everyone is just like, Jason, you're a middle-aged man. You have a family to support. Maybe we invest that time that you're putting so much into these TikTok lives. Maybe invest that in something actually valuable where you're building a career that actually is something you'll enjoy more because you look miserable doing what you're doing now. And that actually like offers something to anyone.
So he goes on TikTok live to make money. So he's being shamed because he doesn't want to. I'm just like, I'm trying to.
Doesn't want to what, girly? Get a real job? Like,
work.
Finish the sentence, please.
It's not even like you have to do a 9 to 5. If he wants to try a billion different ways to make content on the internet, more power to him. Just try to figure it out. You can have different formats, different ways of trying to do. This is not it. Like, I think we've all collectively decided as a society that his lives are not it. Like,
much
she's not
less
understanding.
Are they garnering the audience that I think he actually is wanting to reach? And like, it's not going anywhere.
Absolutely not.
Eventually people are going to be like, why the hell is this 80-year-old man on TikTok live?
Well, that's the thing too, is like, where's the end? Like, how
it's
does
not
he
a
see this
sustainable
finishing?
career.
Yeah, at all.
I'm just like, I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
My head around you.
Like, shaming's not okay. In any sense. So it's like, let's fucking
you first.
Oh my gosh, she's so pretentious.
I just like, how can she not see that she just multiple times was shaming Tana for the OnlyFans and then applauding Jason for supporting his family? And it's like, what reality do you live in? Have you seen his lives? What do you think he's doing? It's not stand-up comedy. So then she posts a follow-up because she gets a lot of backlash of people being like, really? Shaming is bad, but you can shame Tana for an OnlyFans? What do you mean? It's in response to someone commenting saying, but you tried to kick her down by making comments about her OnlyFans. You contradicted your own point, which she did. And this is what she says.
We were laughing in the car because I forgot the word OnlyFans. I forgot what that platform was called. So I had to cut the video and literally restart it because I was like, blah, blah, she makes money on. And then I stopped the video and then I said, OnlyFans, and my friend laughed because she thought I was stupid because I forgot what the platform was called.
You know what? I'm just realizing she says that's her explanation because the video does not cut, I don't believe. Not that was an explanation anyway, but like...
I'm confused.
Not everybody can post a butthole picture on OnlyFans.
I guess there is a cut, but that excuse is weird. And then actually listen to the friend laughing. Does this sound like a friend laughing because she forgot what OnlyFans was, or laughing because she's like, oh my god, yeah, Tana does do that.
OnlyFans. Like, and make $1 million.
Now I don't... I'm not sure.
Either way, if you cut once, maybe cut again so you're not laughing when you're saying that because it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Should I just delete all my videos
Yes.
then? And like, I should just fuck off for the rest of my life, right? Never say anything.
Yes.
I saw a comment that was like, this is giving the same energy as you saying something to your mom and your mom, well, I guess I'm just the worst mom ever.
Literally, yes.
Never stand up for anything that I believe. I should just be quiet, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, I come out of hiding just to stick up for somebody because somebody is like obsessively bullying another person on the...
Obsessively bullying? That's a bit dramatic.
Well, and also, now that you have reminded me of Tana's personal history with Jason Nash, why the fuck are you here, Alyssa?
Right?
Like, literally, let her be mad for eternity if she'd like to. I just can't. I can't. I feel like she's such...
And then to try and frame as this poor man supporting his family. Oh, like, let's... Like, you're not a martyr, Alyssa. Shut up.
The internet. And then now it's like, everyone's coming after me.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. We are all just actively supporting bullying now? That's just what we're doing? My whole point was like, why kick people when they're already down?
That's
It
always...
just doesn't make sense to me. But if it makes sense to everybody else, that's not a fucking world I want to be a part of. Sorry.
That's not really what you said, though. You very much were like, don't come for him when look what you're doing.
She didn't say, hey guys, like, we get it. Jason Nash is kind of the worst for his lives, but like, dude, like, give it a rest or whatever. She could have said anything else. She said, this is a middle-aged man trying to make a simple living for his kids. There's literally no reason to shame him.
Yes, correct.
That's what you
said.
said.
And that's objectively not true.
No.
And a lot of people have pointed out, like, okay, obsessively bullying a grown man that puts himself on TikTok Live and begs for money all day is like criticizing him, I think, is another way to put it. Bullying feels like, okay.
You could tell that Tana wasn't even entirely serious. Like, she is serious, but she's just like making a joke of like, well, life could be worse. I could be Jason Nash. Like, she's obviously doing it in a joking manner. I just feel like the word bullying has been misconstrued, lost, if
and
you
just
will,
is
over
the
years.
wrong word choice for what is happening here.
For sure.
My whole point wasn't dying on a hill for Jason Nash. It was just standing up for people trying to make money.
But then in the same breath, we're shaming Tana for how she makes money.
Yeah, but also I think that that's a weird take in general because there's a lot of people that come on the internet in very, very shitty ways and in ways that are like scamming other people and stuff. And they're just trying to make money on the internet too. Like, I just feel like that's too weird of a blanket statement. The internet is a vast pool of people. And like, we shouldn't just be like, if anybody just comes on here trying to make money because you need to pay rent, like, power to you. Like, no,
and like,
I don't know.
She says she wasn't, but she also was like giving the tone of her, like talking about people that talk about gossip and drama and stuff was not the same. Like, she was far more forgiving and wanted to extend grace to Jason. But like the other people, it's like, well, I mean, like, people do that. It's fine. But
I don't know what went on between Jason and Trisha in the past. And to be honest, I don't fucking care. That was years ago, and This
is also the second time she was bringing Trisha into this for no reason.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, you should care, first of all. Hi, girl. Like, you should actually give a fuck. But like, the things that just Trisha and Jason alone, but then you bring into that Tana has her own personal history, like, girl, yeah, you should care. Like, read your comments because this shit is foul.
Well,
like,
and
she has every right to be mad at him.
I also find it very interesting that she started this whole thing with like acting like she was on the same page as that girl Sierra. Like, she doesn't want to be involved in the drama.
Yeah, you're not in the Sierra tree hugging category. I'll tell you that. Even if Sierra's being fake about it.
And she seems to know a lot about about people and who they're involved with. Like, you seem to be pretty up to date on the drama. And now she's kind of playing dumb. Like, I don't know what went on between them. And it's like, why are you even bringing Trisha up? Leave her alone.
I know. It's very much so giving. You definitely lived in the Team 10 house. I will just say that.
I'm not going to deep dive into their whole relationship to prove a fucking point. But my point was to fucking calm down with the shaming.
What does Trisha and Jason's relationship have to do with your point? I'm like angry for Trisha for this because we have a clip that we're gonna watch from her podcast after this. Trisha didn't do anything, and leave her alone.
And I didn't shame Tana for having an OnlyFans. I don't fucking care. Like, make an OnlyFans if you want. It's just not my vibe.
She is the worst, I fear. She is actually the worst.
She's so unself-aware. Oh, just make an OnlyFans. I mean, it's not my vibe. But, girl, oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for who the fuck asked, Alyssa. Nobody cares if it's your vibe or it's not your vibe. Like, go away.
And Tana doing OnlyFans has zero to do with Jason Nash panhandling.
Literally.
It's good to know that everyone's pro-bullying, though, no matter the case. So, nice. It's a great world we live in, guys.
You know what? Bring back shame when appropriate. Like, just period. Shame applies in some places because there are actions that some people should be ashamed of sometimes because that's the only way that they're going to change and not recreate those situations that may have hurt people. I just think that's such a really weird thing to say, especially in a day and age where you're hearing the most horrifying stories on the internet of people that are diabolical. Like, yeah, maybe we should shame people who are like and just taking advantage of their followers or doing weird shit. Like, yeah, bring back shame. Sorry.
And so at this point, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, what is going on? This is so weird. What's the motive here? And that is when I look in the comments of not her video because they were deleted, but the re-upload, there was a decent amount of comments. And I see one that says, Alyssa seems to be good friends with David now because she was just at his house on the 4th. Explains it all. The last time her and Tessa were relevant was Team 10. They both can get over themselves. And also, notably, Tana just had some beef with Tessa Brooks. I actually think it might have been Brooke that had, no, it wasn't even Brooke. It was, who did they add to their podcast? There's a third girl that does it now.
Oh, I think it's Paige or something.
Yeah.
I think is her name.
So I guess she was somewhere and Tessa was there and like Tessa went up and I guess they'd met before, but Paige didn't remember.
Miss Trevi invites me to the showing, the HBO premiere of Lady Gaga's new Chromatica movie. It's me, Trevi, and Zoe Fish ends up joining. So it's the three of us, and we're just in this venue walking around. We like get a drink, something. And this girl and her friend like walk up, and she doesn't say hi to me, but she goes up to Trevi, says hi to Trevi, goes up to Zoe, says hi. And we do this weird like little interaction where it's awkward because it's like, I don't know if we know each other and it kind of feels like the same, I'm getting the same vibe from her. Mm-hmm. So we do this awkward little, oh, hi, like, hi. And I never like ask someone's name or say like, oh, I'm Paige. I usually just go, oh, nice to see you, just to be safe.
Yeah.
For the first time in forever, I finally go, oh, what's your name? I was like, I'm Paige. And she goes, yeah, I know. I've met you so many times. And I go, oh. And I said, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I feel like a bitch. I was like, what's your name? And she goes, I'm Tessa. And then I go, oh my God. I go, I'm so sorry. And she goes, yeah. And turns away. I swear, she kind of ate me up.
The competition shook.
She kind of ate me up. I was standing there dumbfounded. I was like,
yeah, stranger.
Yeah. Hard tea.
That said, I think that Alyssa Violet and Tessa are still friends. And then also, if Alyssa is hanging out with David, now it makes sense why there would be some kind of like random, obscure defending of Jason Nash going on. Because otherwise, why the hell would this be? Even she says in the video, like, this isn't the hill I'm dying on. It seems like it is. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because then even when she first mentioned Trisha, she says, I know you're friends with Trisha and like you're on that side. It's like,
right.
So are you on the David Jason side? Interesting choice to make. And then someone else commented and said, if we're talking about shaming, let's talk about all of those clips of Jason shaming Trisha when they were dating. Jason isn't a good guy.
Seriously.
Her going out of her way to defend him is a clout grab. Which is like, I don't know if it's a clout grab, but I don't know what the fuck this is. Because it was such a choice. Like, really just should have stayed in your drafts, all of these. So next, Alyssa posts a video, which I just can't handle. The comments, by the way, are notably turned off. This is the first one we can actually watch on her TikTok because it wasn't deleted and re-uploaded somewhere else. It's just a picture and it's her doing like, her head's out of frame, but it's like her doing a peace sign and it says, I'm removing myself from all this. And I'm like, all this that you started? Cool.
Yeah, literally. You didn't have to be in it to begin with.
And then she says, go on my Snapchat to see my original point. Okay. Or don't. I don't care. This is something I most definitely will not put my time and energy into anymore. And then lower it says, I took all the videos down, internet. You can happily have this one. It's like, well, except your Snapchat, though, that you just directed people to go to watch.
Well, yeah, but also I just find that energy so fucking weird because, again, none of this had to happen. And I need you to just sit with the fact that you could have just kept your mouth shut and literally no energy would have been drained. Like, I know she thinks, or maybe she doesn't think and she's just talking shit, that you were fighting for this like noble cause, and that noble cause was Jason Nash's right to beg for money on TikTok Live. But like, girl, none of this had to happen. It didn't need to be said. It wasn't an opinion we all needed to hear. Like,
and there was no back and
she knows
forth.
that?
This was a one side, like, oh, so you were the only one exerting energy. And
she started it and she ended it,
Yes.
and nobody cared in between.
Then Tana posts this, which isn't directly about Alyssa, but everyone in the comments is like, oh, I know who this is about.
Good night. That's fine. I'm not about to keep barking at a bitch who ain't about to do that. Anyway, just mad because you was a stripper that thought you was gonna get wifed and didn't. Psych.
That's fine. I'll be a stripper because I make way more money than you, bitch.
And for those of you that are just listening, the caption on the screen says when the thermostat says 65, but she's fully capping, which is like not a joke I feel Tana would normally make. Like, I feel like she did just maybe want to use that sound and like looked around like, how can I incorporate this without calling out Alyssa? Because I don't think she cared to on TikTok, at least. Maybe the podcast.
Well, I don't think she wanted to give Alyssa the validation of responding to her, especially because in the beginning, remember, she was like, Tana's probably going to make a 10-part series about this. And all the comments, like the top one is, at least you're not Alyssa Violet. Someone said, who paid Alyssa Violet to come for you while defending the internet panhandler? Every single comment is about it. But in particular, I saw one says, I've been waiting for this since I saw Alyssa's video. Tana, get on that couch and podcast now. And Tana responds and says, filming in a few days with a handshaking emoji. And that was 4 days ago. So I think they filmed yesterday and it'll go up next week. So if they say anything interesting, we'll touch on it in the episode after that. And then after that, Brooke enters the conversation.
Oh, yeah. I saw this.
And this is one of my favorite parts.
All right, forgive me if I'm missing any details, okay? But I just saw that video of Alyssa Violet where she's like coming at Tana saying like, are we really still shaming people online in this day and age? Like, you just want the drama, like kind of just like making fun of her or like making her look bad for like making like a lighthearted, like funny video, which like, okay, I understand. But I'm wondering if everyone remembers a couple months ago when Alyssa Violet went on Depop, I repeat, Depop, to cause an online frenzy, okay? She would post items, like she'd post like a dress, okay? And she'd be selling the dress, and instead of like writing a description of what the dress is actually like, she would write all about what happened in the dress. And I remember one of them was like, yeah, I wore this dress out one night, I had the best night ever. I was looking amazing, feeling amazing. And then this dumb whore tried to steal my boyfriend. And her name was Paige Lorenz. Depop, I tell you. And so I'm just wondering if that's the same girl because, and listen, I don't condone bullying. I agree with some of the points that she was making, but come on. Like, imagine like Joan Rivers telling you like, don't be a hater. Like... Alyssa.
Oh, just the end. Alyssa. She's then, great. Very, very quickly after, she posts this.
Don't be a hater. Like, Alyssa. You guys, I'm trying to admit more often when I'm wrong, okay? So I'm going to go on record and say that I was slightly misinformed in the Alyssa Violet Depop situation, all right? Alyssa Violet did not say the words dumb whore and or steal my boyfriend in her Depop description. The rest of it, a little iffy, but that's none of my business. A lesson learned for all. When we start making TikToks about each other, things get lost in translation, okay? So why don't we all just be nice? Be nice. Me, after my 14-part series, I'm like, let's not make TikToks about each other.
So apparently this Depop post in question is this pink dress, and Alyssa's caption for it says, pink tight dress, super snatched, makes your waist look tiny. I wore it to a party with my situationship in 2021, and it was a weird mini rave, and this girl came up to me and said that she loved me and thought I was super cool. Okay.
Already, why are we learning all of this information?
Right.
so weird.
She told me she followed me for years and wanted to be just like me. Okay, I'll take things that never happened
Doubt
for
it.
500.
Doubt it.
And then she followed me around the party all night like a stalker, and my friends thought she was sketchy, but I gave her a chance. Then she pulled me aside and said, by the way, I hooked up with your ex. Can we still be friends? And I walked away. That girl was Paige Lorenz. Anyway, my situationship said my waist looked snatched in this dress, so that was nice.
That is literally a diabolical caption. That is so weird. You are so weird for this. And for you to be the one that's sitting on the internet right now being like, why are we shaming people? Bitch, what the fuck is this? What is this? And I'm pretty sure half of it is slanderous if we really get down to the facts.
Stalking
what
her
is
for
happening?
the night? Oh my God. And also, I'm pretty sure Paige Lorenz, I looked at her, she owns some, I'm not familiar with her, but she owns like her own clothing brand. It's called Dairy Boy or something. I mean, it's pretty successful. She's like a model / influencer, but now I'm pretty sure she's dating like, okay, first of all, I did see that she dated Armie Hammer for a bit. And she's one of the people quoted saying like she broke up with him because he was like terrifying. But now she's dating like famous tennis player or something.
Tommy Paul?
I don't know anything about tennis, but he just won some like big.
Paige Lorenz is doing fine. Alyssa Violet, what are you doing?
So Alyssa pretending like she's this like
changed human being.
She's above all of shame and talking about people and like, are you kidding? What the fuck was that?
This is why I always clock that bullshit, because it's like, get the fuck over yourself.
Because it's never genuine. I'm so confused at what she thought she was doing here. Like for any of this. It's so weird. I'm pretty sure this was after that. Then Alyssa posts another TikTok where it's just text. And this one says, to be clear, I don't support abuse, bullying, shaming of any kind. Right? I'm like, where did
wait, she doesn't support pedophilia shaming? What does that mean?
No, it's pedophilia, shaming, but she didn't do and shame or shaming. She just like,
I was like, we're not allowed to shame pedophiles now, so who can we shame, girl?
I mean, she did say shaming of any kind was not not allowed. So, but yeah, I have no fucking clue where it came from. I'm like, I think most people just assume that you're not for that.
Yeah, I think if what you're saying about like Jason Nash and him being creepy, Tana was 19, maybe people were making comments about him being creepy towards younger people. I just think she's like misusing that and trying to like blanket over, but I do think this is her defending herself against not supporting Jason Nash's actions, you know, because he's done a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
It wouldn't be the first time she got words wrong. So I also don't support cyberbullying of any kind. And that was my original point. Was it? Because I'm pretty sure you just wanted an excuse to come for Tana and then just found that you were like, this is my in. And then it just went really bad. And now you're like, I didn't mean it, but I did. But bye. And then the song is Need a Break. Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, I think everyone would agree with that. But so after all of this happened, someone posted on, I think it was Trisha's subreddit, the clip where she mentions Trisha. I don't even think it's both clips where she mentions her twice, but the first one at least. And Oscar Gracie sees it. He's like, oh, I can't wait to film. That's Trisha's co-host, if you're not familiar. Then yesterday, I believe, they uploaded an episode where they talk about all of it for a while. And like, they don't even refer to Jason by name. She said she was super triggered by like even being brought into this because like, she's like, what? I didn't even do anything. Then specifically, they talk about how apparently like she's hanging out with David or hung out with David. And then this is Moses's take on the situation. And I saw someone post it and was like, okay, he ate with this one.
I think she really drank the Kool-Aid of David and his group. And I think this was her pledge of allegiance to them.
Maybe.
You know, in a way. And because she was like, I don't care. I don't want to get into... Because she said very specifically, she's like, I know you're friends with Trisha and you're on
that side.
And you're on that side. I was like, so what is that side? That side is the side of women that got hurt by this man. And now you're basically saying, I don't care about that side. I'm pledging allegiance to the other side. I think she was specifically going after Tana.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is like, oh, you know, he's a middle-aged man doing this for his kids. How do you even know that he's paying his kids college with the money from there? You don't know that. Like, you're just making up stuff. You actually make it more embarrassing for him, this middle-aged man, that you need to defend him.
Yeah.
And you put him at that, like, oh, look at this poor old man. He's
making a simple living.
I'm like, no, he's in the public eye doing this. He is on my TikTok every day, all the time. And I'm like trying to not see it. It's not what she's making it to be. Like, if he was working at Target and somebody went there and made fun of him, that's horrible. That's bullying, that's doxing, that's horrible. But it's in our face all day, every day. And she was just making fun light of it. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, Moses. Well done. He seems so
Trisha
sweet.
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, yeah, like I agree with all of that. Period. He really did eat with that response.
Yeah, he did it in a classy way because I feel like he probably was very upset that Trisha was upset about it, I'm sure. And it was just, I think he could have been super aggressive, and he, as usual, was very cool, calm, and classy about it. But we'll keep you posted on what Tana and Brooke say in their podcast, because I'm sure it will be
for sure.
hilarious.
With that, I can really quickly mention Brooke, what she said about Clinton Kane recently on their podcast. Dude, all I've seen is like TikToks. I don't actively watch like the full podcast, but the clips are always showing up on my For You page and I watch those. But she definitely elaborated more on Clinton Kane. She also elaborated a lot on Zach Sang and how she believes he's fucking awful and the things that he did like to fuck with her when she was at a really low point in her life with the whole Clinton thing. So
he wasn't supposed to include like that Tana clip in the video
at all,
and he just did.
No.
He said he wouldn't, and then he did.
But she mentioned a little bit more about Clinton Kane, and I have to watch the full episode because just this bit, I was like, oh my God. So she said that as a joke one day, she told him like, babe, what would you do like if I threw myself down these stairs right now? And she said he did not talk to her for 2 days. And the reason being, she said, is because he said that's how his mom died.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear
that's what he went with?
That's what he went with. One time, I made a joke. I said, what would you do if I just like fell down these stairs right now? And when I tell you that man didn't talk to me for fucking 2 days, he made me feel so horrible and disgusting because apparently his mom, that's how she died.
Falling down the stairs?
Falling down the stairs. And then she was in a coma.
Say she got eaten by a shark. At least
then
get more
she
creative.
Was in a coma, and he's the one who had to pull the plug. And he got the deed to the 8-bedroom house on the beach in Australia, and he tore it up because he doesn't care about wealth. And his mom owned Birkenstocks. I can't even say some of these things. I'm like, I can't even. And then she said, like, obviously you feel horrible. You're like, oh my fucking God. Like, I didn't know.
Oh my God. Wait. How long ago was this now? So it would have been like 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
I'm dying because I wonder.
No.
That literally coincides with when the staircase came out and they did the miniseries on that huge case where not only
everybody
the mom in it, the whole thing is about her falling down the stairs mysteriously and they don't know how, like what happened, but then also that the husband's ex had also died falling down the stairs.
Dude, he 100% watched that.
Because that's such a random thing. Like usually people don't die from falling downstairs.
Well, and also she said that they were at a dinner and that randomly he got up and went to the bathroom and was like really distraught, and he got upset because she didn't like go and check on him quick enough, but then she did go and check on him, and he was like, I just realized it's the anniversary of my mom's day of death, like the day she died. No, it was her birthday, I think. I don't know. It was some special day, okay?
Like September based on the Facebook post that I found.
Okay, so it was her birthday because Brooke says that it was September. She said that when she found the mom's Facebook page, that was the first thing she went to look for because the day that he said it was her birthday was in June. And she's like, dude, he literally just off the cuff was sitting at dinner and was like, how can I fuck shit up right now? How can I go crazy and like get attention? And literally got up and made up that it was his mom's birthday. Yeah, insane. Dude, it was just so, the amount of detail is what makes it so it's like you can't even, if you wanted to just say like my mom's dead and fucking not harp on it, it's one thing. The detail, one time we were sitting
it's not the lying.
I went to dinner, me, Justin Horowitz, Zach Sang, Clinton Kane, and right in the fucking middle of dinner, Clinton starts crying at the table. Why, you ask? He goes to the bathroom and he can't believe that I'm not immediately following him to find out what's wrong, okay? And when I do, he tells me he just looked down at the date and realized it's his mom's birthday. It's June, okay? That was the first fucking thing I looked for on her Facebook profile. Her birthday's in fucking September, okay? He just thought of that off the cuff and was like, oh, it's mommy's birthday.
What's the sound? Like, I was bored, so I ruined lunch purposely.
And literally, but he's in the bathroom and me and Justin and Zach are sitting there like, oh my God, this is like so hard for him. Like, it just is so crazy.
One other little tidbit, I know we don't want to go any deeper and there's so many things, but there's another ex-girlfriend that has come out on TikTok.
I saw.
But this one is quite the revelation because she's not one of the ones he's like cheating on all these. This was someone he dated when he was like, I want to say it was like 16. And when he still lived in Brunei, where he's from, not Australia.
Where his alive mother is currently.
Where she spent time with both of them together. And this is why I wanted to bring it up, as told you so. People gave me shit about that Facebook post being like, Lily, how do you know that? And I never said I did. But this girlfriend confirms he actually had a really nice relationship with his mom.
And it was pretty serious too. Like, I met his parents and he met my parents. I would go to the mall. We would go to the mall with his mom. We get frozen yogurt. And they had a really nice relationship, actually. They had a really loving relationship. I don't know why he would lie about her death.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Really? Because it seemed like that when he said she was his best friend. The way he broke up with her is that he ghosted her when he like went to Thailand or something.
He literally cheated on me with a when he cheated on me with and he ghosted me when he went to Thailand. That was his way of breaking up with me, by the way.
And basically wants to distance himself, and something is wrong. But anyway, wow. Oh my God, that's fucking crazy. So I have one more very quick topic. We're just going to react to like a couple videos. Jesse has no idea what it is, but I came across this and it was one of those things on, you know, when something like someone posts something on TikTok and it goes viral and like everyone wants answers and then like starts like bugging the person like, well, wait, we need to know more. Like keep us posted. And then it turns into this like ongoing thing. So I come across this video and I am so invested because it's so weird. To preface, have you ever had a situation where like, I guess Hershey is the only dog you've had, right?
No, I've had other dogs.
Have you ever had a situation where they like acted weird about something or like tried to like warn you about something?
I think Hershey knew I was pregnant with Noah before I was pregnant, but other than that, he's never really acted different.
But you know, especially I guess, there's so many examples I've seen of like people saying that like there's this one room in their house that the dog won't go in. And people always say like, oh, maybe it's haunted or like stuff like that. This is insane how the dog acts. Like, it's so weird. And this guy is just like, he absolutely is not like doing this for, I mean, you couldn't, I don't know, you would train the dog to even do this. This is this man, Scott, and he posts about his dog, Tucker. And he said, losing my mind over this dog. Meet Tucker. He's a lovable puggle, but he's crazy. This only happens with me, not my wife. He waits by the door, then this every single time. It started about 6 months ago and it's gotten progressively worse. He's apparently lived in this house for like a lot, like years. So it hasn't been the whole time they've lived there. It's just been recently for the last 6 months.
All right. So I want to know, this little dog is obsessed with my basement. And I'm going to watch. Nobody's ever been able to watch this. You will not believe your eyes. Ready?
Oh, no.
How insane is this?
Oh, something's dead in there. Something is fucking dead.
Well, so he investigates. Like, it's not even, it seems like he's like trying to stop him from going.
This is the
Oh, no.
sump pump. Watch. And then the sump pump.
Oh, God, not the leading to the door. Ah! Oh, hell no.
You're amazing. Nothing.
Oh, fuck that.
Nothing down there.
Don't you gaslight him. There is something in there.
So that's what everyone's saying. They're like, listen to Tucker. He knows something.
He absolutely does.
So that's it for the first one. And he said he took the lid off. He looked. He's tested it out. It works. Everything's fine. So he obviously posts that and people are freaking out. And they're either like, it's haunted. There's a dead body. Like they're giving all kind of theories.
Well, I honestly, you don't even have to go that dark. There might be like a dead animal or something in there that he...
Yeah. So I guess one of the main things that people said that was like a more realistic explanation. Have you ever heard of dogs like being able to smell like gas leaks and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of people were saying get it tested for radon, which I actually don't know.
Yeah, radon is a gas it doesn't have a smell, it doesn't have any sort of like detectors, but it's super dangerous.
Yeah. So I guess the test takes, like, he bought it and then he did it and then he has to send it in and wait for the results. So the results aren't coming till next week. So that was the conclusion that we're waiting for, but he said he's going to update everyone.
All right. So for those of you curious, there's the lid that I took off. Here's the closet. All right, there's the sump pump. All right, it's just a sump pump. I've been in here. This is what Tucker's looking into. I don't want to drop my phone in there. All right, so look. There's really like nothing in there. You can see the bottom of the water down there. There's nothing. This is the lid that I took off. And this is the room. There's really nothing down here. The sump pump runs just fine. All right, there's nothing in here. So it's a new sump pump. We had it replaced about 8
So it's not like it's a deep black hole, but there are pipes,
I poured some
I guess.
water in here and tested it.
Yeah.
It runs just fine. And Tucker and I watched it go down. I don't know. So the next step is going to be we're going to go to Lowe's and get a radon test kit.
At the beginning, he's like, my dog's just crazy. And then everyone was like, no, he knows something. You need to listen. So now he says, now I'm
Got
obsessed.
This thing on. There's the thing. I'm going to go in here. Come on, Tucky, baby. Come on, bud. Dad loves you. Come on, bud. Watch out. Watch out. Let's just move this. Come on. Come on. Move it. All right, hop up. Up, 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 up. Come on. Up, up. Up, up. Back up. All right, good, good. Good boy. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see. Come on. Watch out. All right, wait a second. Let's see.
So basically, he shows like nothing is visibly in there. There could, I guess, maybe if there was some kind of rat or something like deep in that pipe, but I feel like I think water goes through there. So
I don't know. To me, I would think that it's either an animal nest of some sort or a dead animal or something in there. At first, I thought dead body. Then I looked at the structure of the thing, and I'm like, okay, perhaps not.
Well, and
But
also because
definitely
they've
some sort
lived
of
there for
animal.
such a long time. So why would it
Yeah.
just 6 months ago suddenly start being an issue?
It's for sure some sort of nest or something.
There is one other thing that he's like, guys, I fear that also he might just have OCD, and that's not like a joke. He literally is like, no, but really he has this ball that apparently he reacts in a similar way to, and oh my god, yeah, I guess I guess the wife he doesn't do anything with.
I'm gonna go down the basement.
How weird is that?
Yeah, but someone said he's still going to that area and alerting. He's just not barking. Like, he's still very interested in that spot.
The top comment is, Dad is viewed as pack leader, Mom is viewed as pack member. He's talking to management.
Dogs do have different ways of communicating with different people in their own way. So, like, that makes sense.
So apparently he has this ball and he like freaks out over it too. And it is really funny because it's similar, but people pointed out it's not the same kind. Like, this feels like a protective kind of barking and like trying to tell him something. And then this seems just like
You want
he's
to go play with the waggle ball? Waggle?
so excited.
Where's Waggle? Come on. Let's get Waggle ball. Come on. Where is it? Where is it?
Max.
All right, now I want you to see how he reacts to the ball that we have to hide. See? He knows. What, Waggle ball? Where's Waggle? You want to do Waggle ball? All right, look. It's hidden in here because if you see...
Oh my gosh.
How funny is that?
Does he like it or hate it?
Yeah, no, he likes to play with it.
Oh, he likes it. Okay.
So that's what people pointed out. It's like, well, yes, he does act crazy here, but it's not the same kind, you know?
I fear Tucker may have some, he needs to see a therapist.
It's like he's barking at him like to tell him to throw it or something. But someone says
it is
the level
slightly
of
different.
energy and barking, but to me, the body language was different. With the pump, he seemed to be trying to protect you, tell you to go upstairs. With the ball, he was excited and eager.
I love that people are spending time to like decipher what this dog means right
Wait,
now.
no, but my favorite was that top comment goes, "Sir, I can't accept this as the reason. I'm deeply invested and I'm convinced the Loch Ness Monster is at the bottom of the sump pump or something is equally logical." And I would like it I feel like people are going to be disappointed when they find out eventually what it is.
It's gonna be an animal nest, probably.
Or
for
the
sure.
radon.
If it's the radon, I do feel like that's an interesting outcome because if he could smell the fucking gas that's undetectable, that's
Exactly.
great.
Well, and that's just like, wow, because can it kill you?
I
Or
think it could make you
maybe?
sick. Yeah, I do think it could make you sick.
So like how like insane would that be? It's like your dog basically saved you from...
Or he's just a little loony,
That's he says at one point, he's like, maybe he just like saw something one day and then like now he's obsessed
That's
with
true
it.
too.
Because like all of it's interesting. And the dog, he now has just been posting a bunch of updates about both of his dogs in general. And they're very funny, interesting dogs to begin with. But I also enjoy that he keeps like every update, he's like, you guys, if you don't want me to talk about this anymore, please tell me. Like, I'll stop. Like, I'm only trying to give you updates because you want updates. We do not know what has happened yet, but we are waiting. And I think he said that it should be, the results come in next week.
Okay, well, period. Well, that almost like doubled as a We Love the Internet, it feels like. Because that was
totally.
a wholesome
that was my
story.
dog fix. Yeah. I'll leave the link to his profile down below because there's like a good 15 videos on it now. And not all of them are like super like informative of anything else happening, but the dogs are just really cute.
Yeah, I don't think it's a ghost or the Loch Ness Monster. I will say that, but we shall see.
But I am still invested nonetheless.
Well, anyway, Lily's got a Missy Elliott concert to go to, so we're gonna leave you guys there. And if you made it to the end, we very much appreciate you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And yeah, as always, we will see you on Friday. Bye, guys.
Cheers.